Hello, writerly people. So I'm back and I am going to be talking about arduous editing. So I am in the deadline zone. I'm in the deadline zone at the moment. I've had two. I had one. Well, I've got one that's due on the 1st of April, but the work's done. Get me. And then I've got another deadline due on the 1st of May. And that's the novel. That's the big one. And I am currently making kind of rounds of edits on the non-fiction project that has to go in Saturday. Has to go in on Saturday. And I am still kind of fine-tuning, tweaking, making passes on the novel that's got to be in on the 1st of May. And so I thought I'd just come and chat today about what a pain in the arse editing is. Or so I thought. So, because my first book, sort of properly published book, only came out in January, I'm still very much learning the process, my own process of what it is to be an author with proper deadlines and not just answerable to myself. And so normally when I get an attack of writer's block or procrastination or, you know, just basic lazy arse or life gets busy, or I can fiddle about with my own deadlines to make things work. But when I'm on a deadline for a publisher, I can't do that, which is good. It's meaning that I'm actually getting a lot more words on the page, because I'd normally, you know, if life stuff happened, then the writing would always kind of get pushed back because it was something I did for me. It was something that I was kind of working at. Whereas now I've got like publisher deadlines that I'm, you know, responsible for. Nothing takes precedence over, you know, my daily word count, getting the words down and being on time to meet those deadlines. And I always thought that I hated editing. And, you know, I'm discovering that I don't. So this time around, I've, in the middle of kind of writing the novel, the second part, the second, the second episode in the trilogy, I've written a non-fiction project in the middle for my publisher. And it's amazing how comforting it is to know that I'm at the editing stage, because it means that the work is done. So I already feel less stressed, even though editing is kind of a niggly process. I'm actually really enjoying making those passes, you know, again and again and again and again. So yeah, editing is something that I do quite methodically. I like to have, so even if I've not finished the project, I'll have a first chapter, I'll have a complete chapter, and then I don't make any alterations to that chapter unless they are, you know, kind of proof edits. So unless they're spellings, punctuation, grammar, you know, those kinds of issues. And then I do that edit twice. So every single chapter gets a kind of a twice over for any kind of typos or, you know, real kind of basic stuff. And then once the book or the piece is finished, then I do another complete run over so that I can make sure that it's as clean as I can make it. It's never totally clean because there is just stuff that your eye doesn't see. And I've got friends that are writers with publishers and self-published and all the rest of it. And I mean, some of them write just fantastically clean copy, but there's always those couple of little niggly things that your eye misses. So it is what it is, but it's worth getting it's always worth getting your work as clean as you possibly can before you send it off, because if you don't care about and have respect for your work, the publishers, you know, they don't have to either, or at least that's kind of the way I come at it. So I'm making edits at the moment on the non-fiction project, and I am learning that I work differently when it's non-fiction. I would have thought that I would have worked very much the same, and I would have made the same kinds of passes and made the same kinds of runs over the text, and no, it definitely isn't doing that. So it's been a real learning curve for me, which is nice, I suppose. It's always good to learn something new. And the novel is now kind of coming firmly back into centre court, because it was for the last month or so. The non-fiction project has been absolutely, you know, the centre of the universe. And now I'm kind of just making those last final kind of sweeping glances over it. The fiction work is now kind of starting to live in my brain again. So that's kind of hard, switching back in and trying to put the characters kind of back in my mind and remember where we were and where we were going. And so yeah, that's interesting and kind of a learning curve for me too. But I'm still tweaking the novel at the moment. I'm still kind of finding, not ravenous plot holes, thank God, but I am still finding just little niggly things. I think yesterday I found something in there, and I'd written, you know, 6 years ago, something about she'd done something, my heroine had done something 6 years ago, and as I was running through chapter 10, I'm like, well, she's only 24, so, you know. So yeah, so I'm still kind of picking up little errors like that, which is annoying, because I thought I'd kind of worked through a lot of those kind of little teething problems within the story. So yeah, so that's all good and on the go too. But I also think that I am definitely finding it a real comfort to be at the editing stage, and knowing that, you know, the real kind of fear-driven blank page writing of this, you know, stage is done for a while. There's still a lot of work to be done before the deadline. So yeah, so I shall be continuing stuck into deadline hell, trapped in the house, not going anywhere, getting a bit, you know, claustrophobic inside of these four walls. The weather's been shockingly bad, so that bizarrely enough makes it so much worse to be, you know, indoors staring out at grey days and everything's grey, and, you know, I have to wear a million sweaters and a headscarf to keep warm when I write. I don't know if that's just me, but I get freezing cold when I write. I think it's because clearly all the blood is rushing to my brain. Anyway, so yeah, so that's my little trundle along today, and I will touch base probably next week, and I think I'm going to talk about life balance next week, because there's not a lot of that going on here. I shall see you all later, Brightly people. Lovely to chat.